Hey everyone, welcome back to Car Flash Out, a channel where you don't get dealership rehearsals, you don't get sugar-coated marketing fluff, and you definitely don't get those same tired lines you've heard 100 times before. Here, it's all about real-world car talk, unfiltered impressions, and the truth behind the badge. Today, we're diving into a car that doesn't just make noise, it makes history. The legend has returned. The 2026 Ford Mustang Boss 429, a name that once defined muscle car royalty in the late 60s, now reborn for the modern performance era. So buckle up, because this one's not for the faint of heart. Exterior. Let's start with the first thing that hits you before you even start the engine. The look. The front end of the 2026 Boss 429 is nothing short of a visual statement. Ford clearly wanted this car to scream dominance from every angle. You've got that long, sculpted hood with a massive power dome right in the middle, an unmistakable nod to the original '69 Boss 429 that needed room for its huge engine. The new version doesn't just mimic that heritage, it modernizes it. The front grille is wider and more aggressive, filled with a blacked-out honeycomb mesh and a bold 429 badge tucked inside. The LED headlights are slim, mean, and angled inward as if the car's constantly ready to attack. Air intakes are functional, feeding cool air directly to the twin-turbo system that sits beneath the hood. And that splitter down low isn't just for show, it's carbon fiber and helps plant the front end at high speed. Move to the side and you start to see the shape that makes this Boss so special. The proportions are classic Mustang muscly: long hood, short rear deck, but the stance is lower, wider, and more athletic than ever before. Ford has given the Boss 429 flared fenders to accommodate massive 20-inch forged wheels wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. There's a subtle crease running through the doors that adds definition, while a sculpted side skirt channels air toward the rear brakes. The carbon fiber roof is not only a weight saver but also lowers the center of gravity, helping this beast stay composed in corners. And the presence this thing has when you see it on the road, it's intimidating in the best possible way. You don't mistake it for a GT or even a dark horse. The Boss 429 has its own aura, like a coiled predator waiting to strike. Now swing around to the back, and it's a blend of nostalgia and modern aggression. The tri-bar taillights are there, but they've been reimagined with the darker, smoked finish. The rear decklet has an integrated lip spoiler, and if you look closely, the Boss 429 script sits proudly in brushed aluminum across the trunk. Below that, the quad exhaust tips look like cannons, each one large enough to remind you that this isn't just another Mustang, it's a weapon. The rear diffuser is fully functional and made of carbon fiber, helping keep things stable when you're pushing triple-digit speeds. And when those active valves open up, the sound that erupts is pure mechanical fury. It's the kind of exhaust note that sends shivers down your spine. A deep, raspy, and unapologetically American interior. Step inside, and the vibe shifts from wild muscle to focused performance luxury. The cabin of the 2026 Boss 429 is a perfect fusion of tradition and technology. You're greeted with heavily bolstered Recaro sport seats wrapped in premium leather and Alcantara, complete with contrast stitching and an embossed Boss 429 logo on the headrests. The dashboard is dominated by Ford's dual-screen setup, a 13.2-inch central touchscreen running Sync 5 and a 12.4-inch digital cluster that changes its layout based on drive mode. Everything feels purposeful here. The flat-bottom steering wheel is thick and wrapped in suede, paddle shifters behind it made of real aluminum, and the drive mode selector on the center console gives you instant access to settings for track, sport, and drag modes. You still get the classic Mustang touches to a retro cues like circular air vents, brushed metal accents, and that unmistakable Mustang badge glowing faintly on the passenger side when the car starts. But don't think this is all brute and no brains. The tech suite is fully modern. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a premium 12-speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system, adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, and even a 360-degree camera system for those moments when you're parking your six-figure muscle car somewhere tight. It's both a driver's cockpit and a comfort zone, a rare combination in this segment. Now let's talk about what everyone's really here for: Performance. The 2026 Mustang Boss 429 lives up to its name in the most dramatic way possible. Under the hood, Ford has resurrected a beastly 7.0-liter V8 AS. You heard that right, combined with twin turbochargers to deliver earth-shattering numbers. The result: around 850 horsepower and 800 pound-feet of torque, sent to the rear wheels through a reinforced 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. And while it honors its roots, it's also fully modern, featuring a mild hybrid system that provides an electric torque boost off the line and improves throttle response. The acceleration is simply savage. 0 to 60 happens in under 3.0 seconds, and if you keep your foot down, it'll keep pulling until you hit a top speed north of 205 miles per hour. Ford's engineers didn't just focus on straight-line speed, though. The Boss 429 comes with adaptive MagneRide suspension, carbon ceramic brakes, and a limited slip differential, all tuned to make sure it can carve corners as confidently as it can devour drag strips. The steering is sharper and more communicative than ever, giving you confidence whether you're hitting the track or cruising down an empty highway at night. But the real magic of this car is how it makes you feel. The throttle response, the way the turbos spool up, the growl of that V8. It's an experience that's part mechanical, part emotional. It's raw power blended with precision engineering. It's loud, it's bold, and it's absolutely unfiltered. It's the kind of car that reminds you why we fell in love with internal combustion in the first place. Fuel economy? Let's be honest, and no one buying a Boss 429 cares about that. You're getting around 15 miles per gallon if you drive it gently, and probably single digits if you use all 850 horses. But again, this car isn't about efficiency. It's about excess, performance, and presence. As for pricing, Ford hasn't made this one cheap or common. The 2026 Mustang Boss 429 starts at around $155,000, and if you start ticking the boxes for carbon packages, upgraded wheels, or bespoke paint finishes, you're easily pushing closer to $180,000. That's serious money, but it's also a serious caravan that sits proudly among supercar-level performance machines while still carrying the soul of Detroit muscle. And the best part, only a limited number will be built, making it as rare as it is powerful. In the end, the 2026 Ford Mustang Boss 429 isn't just a car, it's a resurrection of one of the most legendary badges in American automotive history. It's a statement that pure muscle is alive and well, even in an era of hybrids and EVs. Ford has managed to take everything we loved about the original Boss, its rawness, its attitude, its identity, and wrap it in 21st century performance and refinement. It's nostalgic, it's futuristic, and it's absolutely addictive. So if you're someone who believes cars should make your heart race and your hands shake, this is the kind of machine that reminds you why the Mustang name has lasted for over half a century. The Boss 429 is back, and it's louder, faster, and meaner than ever. That's all for today's deep dive here on Car Flash. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more raw and honest car content, and tap the bell so you never miss what's coming next. We've got more performance monsters, EV innovators, and future classics on the way. Until next time, drive safe, drive smart, and keep that passion for cars alive.